What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about the game, rapper The Game. Apparently, he is losing his home after refusing for years to settle this or pay out this lawsuit that he lost to a woman by the name of Priscilla Rainey. Now, this goes back to 2015. See, rapper Game had a reality show. He had a reality show. He had all these women vying for his love, right? And on the show, because I actually checked out, I think, the first episode or two, one of the most aggressive women on the show was Priscilla Rainey. Now, she did stand out. She was, physically, she did look better than a lot of other girls. But she was in it to win it because she saw it as a competition. And I think Game saw that too, and I think he thought that maybe she'd do anything to win. Now, I'm going to say alleged because we don't know exactly what. We know that Game lost by default. He didn't show up, and he lost by default. So we don't know where the truth is in this. Priscilla will say that she's truthful. Game will say he's truthful. But if you look at the details, look at the fact that he refused to take it seriously. And she has been going after everything financially that she can get her hands on. People are saying he's hiding his money with the help of WAC 100. And now he's losing his house. I just hope Game understands this ain't going to go away. You see, Game is one of those people who thinks he's smarter than he really is. Very few rappers that I believe are very, very smart and intelligent in how they move. Game is not one of them. Game can be very jealous-hearted and spiteful, flip-flopper, side jumper, right? Doesn't mean he's not a great rapper. I've always been a fan of Game as a rapper. But to me, this situation should have been settled years ago. He should have showed up and he should have fought this. But when he decided not to, now everybody's believing her. And that's why slowly but surely, Game, she's going to take everything from you until only thing that you have is the clothes on your back. Because Game in his arrogance thinks that this thing is going to go away because he hides his money. It's not. It's going to continue. You must not know how the IRS works. Okay, not saying that it's the same, but I mean, these courts, if they find any assets that you have, they may go after it. If you open up new bank accounts, they're going to go they're going to comb through your life from here on out until you finally decide to take this seriously. I told y'all, Game is one of those guys who thinks he's smarter than he really is. This situation should have been settled years ago. This thing has been going on for 10 years. 10 years. And he's thinking that by ignoring it, it's just going to go away. That's very dumb and ignorant. And that's why I say a lot of these guys aren't as smart as they think they are. You should have fought this tooth and nail. All you have in this world, is your name and reputation. And you're throwing it away, maybe because he's a rapper and because he's eager for beef. He wishes somebody would bring. You know what's funny? Like when he had his latest run-in with Rick Ross never brought up the fact that what happened with this woman. Game made a whole diss record, and he cares more about making diss songs than actual music. I mean, even though he's brought out music over the years, but it just seems like he's just, he loves being on social media and trolling and saying things. But the fact is that this woman has gone after you for money, and she's going to make sure she collects so however she can. I would never want to have to be out here living knowing I have to hide money. That's a very bad existence. Now, Game may be 45. Maybe he doesn't care at this point. But, bro, it could get worse. It could always get worse. It get to the point to where the court stop playing with you and say, you know what? We're just going to take everything you have, cars included. We're going to take all that. That would be very embarrassing. But unless you're going to be living on the street or living with with friends, at some point you're gonna have to come up off some money, and that's when they're gonna go after it. So let's get into this. It's according to The Independent. Rapper Jason Terrell Taylor, better known by his stage name The Game, has been ordered to sell his multi-million-dollar Southern California mansion to pay back a woman who accused him of assault. Taylor, who's 45, was sued in 2015 by Priscilla Rainey, who alleged that the rapper inappropriately touched her during the reality series She Got Game. Let me say this. Game has to understand that the fact that he's not fighting this and he's not denying it, maybe he has in interviews. I haven't seen in his recent interviews, but he seems to gloat. And some of the things I have seen, he has gloated about how his lawyers, he's paying all this money to lawyers. But when it comes to her, he's broke. I mean, what is wrong with these dudes? You know, the most powerful, rich, successful men out here settle cases and lawsuits all the time. You know why? Because they don't want to have to drain their resources fighting cases that are unwinnable or that you yourself are not trying to settle. But again, I tell y'all, it's all about these guys thinking they're smarter than they really are. The hate or love it rapper denied the allegations, but failed to appear in court for the 2016 trial or any related hearings, leading to a default judgment. Rainey was awarded $1.1 million in compensatory damages for the alleged assault and additional $6 million for punitive damages. Following the years of Taylor failing to make a payment, a judge approved Rainey's request that the West Coast rapper sells Calabasas home in order to help finance the more than $7 million judgment she was awarded. Game is a very petty man, and a lot of this pettiness, because bro, you're selling away your children's future. Like, I'm pretty sure he probably wanted to leave that house to his kids, but now you have to sell it because you did not fight this case. Because I'm telling you, if Game would have actually fought this case, he probably would have won. But the reason why I feel like Game didn't fight it, because he knows he's guilty. That's the only conclusion I could come to as to why this thing is going on for almost 10 years. Because he believes he's guilty. And in his mind, why fight something if I'm in the wrong? Taylor fought back against the ruling, insisting that because the home is his primary residence, it is protected under California's Homestead exemption. So, the court, however, found that Taylor does not have a qualifying interest in property that would allow him to claim a homestead exemption. The filing added, therefore, the court does not reach the question of whether Taylor has met his burden to prove that he has continuously resided at the property. The 4-bedroom, 5-bath property is currently valued at $4 million, according to Zillow. It is described as a gated 2-acre estate with views of the Canyon and Santa Monica Mountains. It also comes with a casita and its own private tennis court. When Rainey first came forward with the accusations, Taylor vehemently denied them on social media, writing, "Don't be fooled by these accusations or the dollar amount in the headlines, because I put that on my favorite auntie's poodle. This broad ain't getting bleep. Every girl on that show will tell you I never touched this chick or ever desired to be anywhere near her. She got kicked off the show, and as a result, she filed this lame lawsuit, which was probably her intentions before the show ever started." But why didn't you fight it in court? What is wrong with these niggas? What is wrong with these dudes, man? If it's frivolous, why don't you fight it in court? Why didn't you show up? She got a default judgment. If you know what I'm saying, I don't know why you think you play by a different set of rules because you're a celebrity. Those baby mama games don't work in the real world when you're dealing with certain type of cases. They take these type of lawsuits, especially in California, very seriously. They're always looking to put money in a woman's pockets. And you didn't really help yourself. Then in 2020, Taylor took to social media again to hit out at Rainey. People out here dying from the Rona, and blogs out here creating false narratives for this Waffle House roach who is doing anything her thirsty bleep can to try to take money from me. He wrote, "I'm enjoying retirement. Y'all been saying he got $7 million for 7 years, and yet I am here, laid up tipsy off my fifth quarantine watching Tiger King. LOL." Well, you're about to lose at home. You was watching that in. Listen, black men, don't be dumb. When you see Game do shit, you see Game and others do this petty back and forth nonsense. Do not do what they're doing. Do not do what they're doing, because he doesn't understand this thing is going to continue. Maybe he thought she'd go away by now, but she is determined to get that money, Game, and there's really nothing you can do about it. That's why you haven't said anything in almost 5 years about it since then. If nothing happened to her, you should have witnesses. You should have evidence, proof to be able to put out there. You didn't do it because you think that because you're a celebrity, you ain't got to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all need to take things seriously. You are, at the end of the day, a black man, okay? And you're going to be treated differently out here, especially in these courts. And this woman is going to continue until that $7 million is met. Unless you're able to come to some sort of agreement with your lawyers to pay a certain amount to make her go away, this is only going to continue until you don't have nothing left, again, like I said before, but the shirt on your back. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know, thoughts, like the video, and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.